An 11-year-old boy finds a little girl buried alive in the sand. Here's what happened to her. For generations, the beach has been synonymous with holidays, tranquility, enjoyment, and serenity. Families meticulously organize their schedules months ahead to ensure cherished moments are spent at the beach, surrounded by friends, neighbors, and cherished ones. Contemplating the beach conjures a plethora of fond memories and vivid imagery, from vibrant, multicolored umbrellas adorning the shoreline to the laughter-filled splashes in the rhythmic waves, and children joyfully constructing sandcastles or playfully burying themselves in the sand. This story is about one young boy who was enjoying a day at the beach with his friends when he made a shocking discovery. What the boy found and what he did after the development made all the difference in the world for another young child. It was an ordinary day on the Marina Dunes beach in California. Families were walking along the water, and many of the kids on the beach were enjoying the sun and sand. For 11-year-old Connor Fitzgerald was playing with his friends in the sand. It was a day for fun and for exploration. He and his buddies started out by building a sandcastle, then systematically destroying it in a friendly battle. For all of these boys, it was just another day full of imagination and bonding. Later that morning, the boys moved on to digging holes in the sand further down the shoreline. The challenge was to see who could dig the deepest pit with their hands and plastic shovels. The boys all engaged in the contest, with each one trying to outdo the others and dig the biggest, deepest hole possible. Connor worked on digging out his hole, trying to be the winner of the contest. As he ran his hands through the grains of sand, digging deeper and deeper, his right hand suddenly hit something. Intrigued, Connor began digging in that area until he realized that what he had found under the sand was a bag of some kind. The boy dug enough around the bag to grab it and pull it up, but what Connor didn't expect was that the bag was still attached to its owner. Shocked, Connor dug back more sand to find a little girl buried underneath the sand. He immediately looked around for any adults to ask for help, but no grown-ups were nearby. Instead of panicking, Connor realized that there was no time to waste. He frantically began to dig out more of the sand from over and around the little girl's body. Starting with her head, Connor cleared the sand out from around the girl, then carefully dragged her body out of the sandy hole. The young girl was limp and seemingly lifeless. She was unconscious, and sand covered her entire face, including her nose and mouth. Connor knew that this was a situation that required quick action, and he was the only one around to help save the girl. It only took a few seconds for Connor to spring into action. He remembered an episode of NCIS, a television show where a character performed CPR on another character. The young girl wasn't breathing, so Connor started the CPR procedure on her. He began chest compressions, followed by tilting her head back, lifting her chin, and blowing 2 breaths into her mouth. As Connor continued the CPR cycle, a couple who were walking down the beach toward him broke into a run. It was the young girl's parents. They were looking for their daughter, and they saw her lying on the beach, a young boy performing CPR on her. The couple called 911 for help and were told that paramedics were on the way. Their daughter was 5-year-old Alyssa Boston. She had been standing near a sand cave that suddenly collapsed. She was dragged under the sand and was stuck for a minute, with the weight pushing her down. Within moments, Alyssa was unable to move. Then she stopped breathing. Alyssa's life was literally in the hands of an 11-year-old boy who accidentally found her a short while after she had fallen under the sand. Everything depended on Connor in those few moments. The paramedics would not be able to get there quickly enough to save the little girl. Connor was unfazed in a situation that would have had most adults panicking. He continued to perform CPR on Alyssa, not giving up hope. He remained focused on trying to save the little girl and not listening to the adults and children who had gathered a short distance away. People were holding each other and crying. Alyssa's parents were wrecked beside themselves with worry. Then Alyssa coughed and gasped. She was alive. Connor stopped giving her CPR, and the paramedics arrived on the scene. They raced down to the little girl to assess her condition. Then they rushed her to the hospital. Connor's actions had saved Alyssa's life, but she had gone for minutes without breathing. Minutes that may have impacted her health permanently. Connor stepped back with his friends and watched as the ambulance raced away, sirens blaring, for the rest of the day. Connor sat at home with his family, waiting for news about Alyssa. Thankfully, later that night they received the word Alyssa was going to make a full recovery with no lasting damage to her health. When she awoke in the hospital, her first words were, "I feel good." With his quick thinking, Connor had saved this little girl's life. Connor's father was proud of his son and said, "I am glad that he was able to sit back and go, wait a minute, something's going on here. There's not a parent here. I know they're at least a quarter mile away. I need to do something." Connor could have let the emotion of the situation affect him, but his calm demeanor and intense focus, as well as his knowledge of CPR, allowed him to save Alyssa's life. His father has a lot to be proud of when it comes to his son. Connor's swift thinking and rapid actions positioned him perfectly to come to the rescue, turning what could have been a disastrous event into a joyous celebration of Alyssa's life and the remarkable heroism displayed by this young boy. This tale epitomizes courage, showcasing a lone child who, unaided by any adults, made the noble choice to assist a distressed young girl. If Connor is representative of the forthcoming generation, we can rest assured that our future is secure and promising. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.